welcome to my kitchen. Today we're tackling the classic Cornish pasty.
This recipe is from the Cornish Pasty Association. My kitchen is prepped and I'm ready to make my pastry.
Good luck, or as the Cornish would say, chon star.
Step 1. Rub the butter and the shortening into the flour. Use a knife first of all to cut the butter into small pieces before rubbing in with your fingertips. Stop rubbing in when you have no lumps of fat left and the mixture has slightly changed colour to a cream. Make a well in the centre and then start adding your water. I'm adding 4 tablespoons and then I'm stirring round with a knife to bring everything together into a dough. It's still a little bit dry, so I'm adding 1 more tablespoon of water to make a nice smooth dough. I'm bringing everything together from the sides of the bowl and then kneading it just gently before I take it out of the bowl. Knead the dough for 2 or 3 minutes until you get a really nice smooth finish to it. This recipe uses a strong flour rather than a plain flour, and that means it's got a higher gluten content, and you'll find that it stretches more easily than a short crust pastry. Wrap the dough in cling film and leave it to chill in the fridge for around half an hour. Prepare the filling for the Cornish pasties. First of all, peel the potatoes and then dice them into small cubes. Remember to use the bridge hold and the claw grip, and remember that you need to have the cubes exactly the same shape and size so that everything cooks at the same time in the oven. Now prepare the swede. It's quite a dense vegetable with quite thick skin, so I would take the skin off using your knife very carefully and make sure that you're chopping off the green areas as well. Dice the swede in the same way you did the potato. Make sure they're the same size. Finally, peel and then slice the onion. Now prepare the beef. Use a very sharp knife. Cut the beef first of all one way and then turn and slice it the other into very small cubes. The piece of beef we're using is called beef skirt. It's a very lean beef, but if there are any little pieces of fat, leave them in, as they will add to the moisture and flavour of your filling. Now mix all your filling ingredients together. Cornish pasties traditionally have quite strong seasoning using salt and pepper. I'm using 1 teaspoon of salt and lots of grinds of pepper. Before shaping and filling your Cornish pasties, turn your oven on to 165 degrees centigrade, line 2 baking tins, and finally get an egg and a little bit of milk and whisk together, ready to use as a glaze. Flour your work surface, flour the pastry and put a little bit of flour on your rolling pin, and then get rolling very gently to start with, and keep turning 90 degrees to make sure that your pastry doesn't stick to your surface. Make sure you're rolling it out nice and smoothly, and once it's the size of a pound coin in thickness, you can then use a plate and a very sharp knife to cut around and create your circles. Use a tablespoon of mixture, and don't forget to use a pastry brush and a little bit of water around the edge of the pastry before you seal it. Press it down flat with your fingers around the edge before you crimp the edges. Crimp the pastry, I'm using my thumb to turn and tuck in sections of the pastry all the way around the edge. Once you get to the end, turn under the last little bit underneath the pasty. Give it a hug and then create a little steam hole in the top, and you're done. Glaze your pasties all over the top and the sides using the egg and milk wash. Your pasties will need to go into the oven for 55 minutes. Don't forget to use an oven glove. And voila! Your finished Cornish pasty. It should have a really lovely, crispy outer pastry and a lovely moist, well cooked and well seasoned filling. Enjoy.